Pirates of the Mesozoic, starring Craig Smith, Donald Von Griffin, Aaron Torres, Lindsay Dannenberger, Glenn Montgomery, me, the GM, Brandon Blackmore. Tonight's game brought to you by Kraken Rum, the official rum of cryptid hunters everywhere. So, last week, I did not mean to do that.
Made from death flower bulbs.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Last week, just to recap just a little bit what's happening lately, you dropped the big things that have happened. You've dropped off the Eye of Odin back with the Hag of Cragkeep, had dinner with her, chatted with a bit about an ice wizard named Izexar, who she said, I think she said he was an asshole. That's what she said.
Yeah, I believe that was the term.
I think that was the technical term that she used. He has no sense of humor, which is a terrible, terrible flaw in a villain. The villain needs to have a sense of humor. Eventually, she kicked you guys out. You went back to town. They had been attacked by giant termites. Giant being the size of cats, not the size of horses. So, only a yay big termites. You found the termite nest, and you killed them all with a robot with a flamethrower. Then started heading north. East. Started heading east, following the very sketchy map that the hag gave you to lead you to the Pashupatastra, which is the thing she said she wanted. Offering, in exchange, to turn the town of people that had been turned to stone back into people. Because that is something that she believes that you care about. And that would motivate you to go get it and bring it back to her. You also have a rough drawing of what it would... What? Somebody asked something?
Oh, poor misguided soul.
Let's see.
She really doesn't understand the complexity of a post-1995 character, does she?
Maybe not. I had a thing, and I was going to show you, and I seem to have lost that thing. Well, we won't worry about it. So, you headed east. You passed through a variety of strange and wonderful landscapes. And then
I might want to point out that unless you want me to watch this whole session, you got to figure out a way to get me in. I don't mind watching it.
But yeah, you were along.
What?
You were along when we headed out from the town last.
Oh, I thought I was growing the death bulbs.
Oh, you finished up on that.
No, that's just something that was going on. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody's all together. Oh, hey, here you go. Giant termite. Imagine this the size of a cat. There you go.
Oh my.
Cuddly.
Ew, yuck.
Cuddly.
Gross. Disgusting.
They're dead now.
They're all dead, or so you think.
Oh, we also installed an electrical grid around the town to kill any other further giant termites that might show up.
Oh, that's right. You actually found and rescued an electrical line worker who showed up along with her truck.
Who was a fan?
Who is a fan of the show. Although she's apparently from your 5th season, if I remember correctly. So she's actually from a couple of years earlier than you're from.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah.
You know, if we have outtakes and any footage from after that, she'd probably be really interested in seeing it.
Oh, totally. She's and you managed to repair and get running this. It had washed up on the shore, and get it running and bring it back to town. So now you've got a working line truck with a cherry picker. So.
Cool.
So, all kinds of handy things. Oh, and this was Cyril's. He didn't refer to her as his girlfriend. He just referred to her by name, which is Malakti or something like that. And you didn't see them express any affection while you were there with them, but you definitely got a protective vibe from her when you guys showed up. Like, it was very clear that she was going to kick your ass until he said, no, they're with me, everything's fine. So, unclear on exactly what the relationship is, but at the very least, she is protective of him. And let's see what else we got. Oh, that's not for you. That's not for you. That's not for you. That's not for you yet. What else am I looking for? Ooh, scary. What are two of those? Oh, that's why. Okay, so you went east, and eventually you came to a land that was blasted and barren and had pieces of crystal all over the place. See if I can find
Well, what's Captain Harrow's little girl look like?
the 12-year-old
Yeah.
that they picked up? This is what Ty looks like. That's what she looked like when they picked her up, rather.
Oh, she's cute.
Yeah.
Little post-apocalypse kid with a respirator and
She looks
goggles.
like a chip off the old block.
Yeah, she doesn't have the spark, but she's been maintaining and upgrading the equipment in town, and
Mm-hmm.
whenever we show up in town, I teach her a few new things, and yeah, it's been useful. I think it might be dangerous for her to bring her on a big mission like that, but I would never say that to her because she'd take offense at it.
She would definitely take offense. She considers herself completely able to take care of herself in any event that comes along. And she was on her own for, I don't remember how long, year and a half before you guys came along. So
What period of time does she come
Victorian era,
Oh, okay.
pre-talkies.
So she's strictly steampunk.
Originally, she's learning new things though.
Yeah, I just set her up to learn electrical from a line worker.
From a licensed electrician. They will make an awesome team, I'm sure. View image. Oh, there we go. And the sketch of what the Pashupatastra looks like this.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
There is no indication how big it is. You have no idea.
Looks like something from a video game.
Either that or Dark Crystal.
Good call.
I hope it's not like enormous because she's definitely not getting it then.
I'm looking for the picture.
Where is
Place
she at? She's
gotcha.
getting it at a high rate of speed.
Where is the thing? I know I had it.
Not the thing.
The
Projectile
landscape. The
crystal.
landscape picture. I know I had it. Come on, man. Is it? Nope. You gotta be kidding me. All the stupid pictures I've got open and I don't have that. Oh, is this it?
Ooh.
Yes, I found it. Oh, that's right. I saved it over here. Crystal. Is it Crystal Fortress?
Oh.
No. Is it Crystal Tower? It's Crystal Tower.
Your Dell did not reset time for the time change. I just noticed that.
All right. And then after...
Say what?
I'm not
Your
carrying
your,
wood.
your computer has wrong time.
Well, yeah, if you don't turn it on, it doesn't have a chance to reset.
All right. You are on the edge of a barren landscape scattered with shards of broken crystals that are all the same kind of crystal. And in the distance, you're unclear exactly how far it is at this point, but in the distance you see an enormous spiky crystal tower type thing reaching up into the sky. What are you going to do?
Start with the tall thing. I don't know.
Are you guys driving the hover barge right now, or are you on the tracked train engine, or what? What are you riding in?
Let's go with tracked for this journey.
All right. So you're in the crawler.
Yeah.
So what was the plan? Sorry.
Proceed cautiously forward.
All right. You go along for a while, and it doesn't take long for you to figure out that. Oh, and this also the skies. In this picture, it's blue. In what you're seeing, though, is like a weirdly glowing blue. Like the sky is definitely an unnatural, glowy sort of color. And the clouds in the distance are kind of a pinkish color, like you see at sunset, except it's not sunset. So, it is
Gotcha.
a weird landscape. And you cruise along for a bit, and then you get attacked. So, that's fun.
Of course.
Hang on, and I'll
Which is
show you
why
the
we
things
were
that
proceeding cautiously forward.
And here are some of the things that attack you. There's several of them. They don't seem to attack in like a horde. It's not like a horde of things all attacking you. It's more like several individual things all noticed you at roughly the same time, and they all decided to attack you. So here's one. It's a big crystalline-looking spider thing. And here's one. It's a big crystalline-looking spider thing that looks different from the first one. And here's one that is a big crystalline-looking spider thing that looks different from the first two.
Those are cool.
I would really appreciate it if you'd never show me those pictures again.
Just, they're crystalline-looking spider things. And I guess we will roll some dice and start fighting. You guys are in the crawler. Hang on, I got a picture of that somewhere. Don't I? Thought I did. Land machine, Mark 1. Ah, here we go. You guys are right around in this. So you can be inside or on top or whatever you want when the shit hits the fan. And the front is on the left as you're looking at this. So.
I'll be sitting on the back deck on a lawn chair.
Absolutely.
And when we see the spiders attack us, I'm going to spring like a little girl and leap straight up into the air.
Everybody roll perception. And I'll roll for the spiders.
I don't know if I have perception as a skill. So I'm just rolling one dice, right?
If you don't have it as a skill, you roll one die.
Totally oblivious. Well, I got that out of my system.
7.
That's perception reason.
Yes.
9.
11.
8 for me. We are not perceptive today.
Yeah, it's okay, they
I don't
rolled
know,
a
I
5.
got an 11. That's not bad.
Okay, so Craig got what? 9?
Mm-hmm.
Donald's 11, Kieran's
8.
8. So Donald, wait. Donald, Craig, Kieran. What'd you get, Leslie?
A joke. I got it
Come
out
on.
of my system in the beginning of the game.
What'd you get? Come on, what'd you get?
I rolled a 1, which coupled with my reason of 3 gives me a 4.
Okay. And
So I
then
got it out of my system early.
All right.
Lloyd got what?
7.
Okay, so. Well, since the spiders rolled worse than everybody else, I'm just gonna say
Wow.
I'm just gonna go left to right because I don't feel like dealing with that. So, actually, the spiders rolled better than Leslie.
I'm sure they did.
So I'll go left to right, and I'll skip Leslie, and then I'll do the spiders, and then I'll do Leslie. So, Isco, you have 3 large, and by large I mean not quite as big as a car. You know, so maybe large lawnmower, riding lawnmower size spiders,
Right.
crystal
Right.
spiders.
That's not bad at all.
I run towards the closest one and try to jump onto it and slice my scimitar down into it.
Wow. All right. You roll your close combat, and it rolls its close combat. Oh, I need to make a note of this because I'm actually keeping track of stuff now. So spider 1, spider 2, spider 3.
Do I add power level?
You do. Brawn plus power level.
That's the lowest I could possibly roll. 13.
Oh, well, that's fine. You bring down your flaming sword onto its crystalline carapace, and it bounces off it like a sword off of glass.
Okay.
Get heroes!
I shoot it.
All right. Range combat.
14.
You shoot it with your blaster, and it like splashes off, and a little bit of it refracts through, but doesn't appear to do any harm to the crystal spider.
I think we may have a problem.
Hmm.
I hope they don't kill you.
I kind of hope that too.
Yeah, I would prefer if they don't.
And show of hands, people who don't want to be killed by the giant spiders.
Dr. Anna.
Well, let's see what arrows do to these things. Shoot 1 or 2 of them.
15
And pick
is what it rolled to not be hurt by you.
8. 3 is 6, so 14. Yeah.
You shoot it, arrow goes "Ping!" off of its crystalline body. Wow, this is actually working out really well for the spiders. Erling Shen.
The spiders rolled really well is the problem here.
Everybody else seems to be doing it, so I will leap off onto the ground and attack one with my sword.
You need 14.
No. 11.
Oh my god, really? Alright. Pong! Good heavens.
Must
The
have to hit them.
spiders. Spider 1, the thin, spindly one, crawls up onto the crawler. Who's actually on the back of the crawler now? Anybody?
I am.
I am.
It attacks you. It attacks Dr. Anna.
Ah.
So, this is going to hurt.
Of course it is.
And it basically tries to, like, clamber on top of you and bite you with its tiny little mouth parts.
This is close combat.
It is.
So
And I rolled 17.
You got it.
let's.
Ouch.
Darn it! I only rolled 14.
Jeez Louise. Okay. It chomps into you. You lose 1 endurance. Spider number 2, the more squat one that has like little pokey bits. I don't want to show it again because Lloyd asked me not to. But the one that it's not fur, it's strands of like fiber optic threads coming off of it. That one will be the one, appropriately, that's the one Erlang Shen was trying to attack.
Okay.
It goes to attack him. And it tries to throw webbing at you. A crystalline sort of fiberglass sort of webbing. It rolls. Actually, let me double check because hold. I changed what some of the things roll. So let me go check that. Hold. Range combat power level. Aha! It's range combat power level versus range combat agility. You do not get damage resistance versus this. It's just your agility.
Okay.
So, but on the other hand, it only gets its power level. So it's all fair, sort of. And it rolls a total of 9.
14.
Wow! It sprays fiberglass threads at you, and you nimbly dodge aside. Good
Okay.
for you! Way to go, man! See? Things are working out for you guys.
One of us didn't fuck up a roll.
And the last one with the great big crystalline spidery jaw things. Who will that come after? Isco! Because you're the one down there in the melee. So this one will attack Isco with its great big spidery maw things. 16.
And if you really want to, Brandon, you can show the pictures again. They weren't that scary.
I didn't think they were that bad.
Good.
I thought the termite was worse, honestly, because that's like a real thing.
Well, not only that, it's the color too. I mean, it's got that kind of organic look to it, where the spiders just look artificial.
What'd you get, Greg?
What did I say? I got 17.
Wow!
18, sorry, 18.
It either missed you or bit down on you and didn't break the skin. Which is the effect for you?
Bit down, didn't break the skin, so my damaging aura will go off.
It certainly does. You get to roll to hit it. Close combat.
Oh, let's see. 19.
Son of a bitch.
That's second roll.
Spider number 3 takes damage from you, from your damaging aura. You burn it in the heat, like melts little pieces of the crystals on it, and you hear like that kind of like squeaking crack sound of cracking ice,
Yep.
except it's its actual body. So, ouch.
Take that.
Indeed. All right then. All the spiders have gone. Leslie, what's Michael doing?
Giving it. I'm going to try out the new system for the telekinesis. I'm going to do the old grab a spider telekinetically and hopefully throw it against something.
All right, hang on.
So we have to see how this works.
Okay, it is mental combat power level for you. Just power level. And then for the spider, it is range combat agility or range combat agility plus power level if it has mental resistance, which it does not.
Okay.
See,
So
telekinesis is like the
rolling-
weirdest power of all, so...
So I'm rolling 2 dice. I have an expertise in mental combat, so I get to re-roll 1s and 2s.
That's correct.
And I add my power.
And it rolls 2 dice and adds its agility and nothing else.
Okay.
It rolled shit. It gets a total of 7.
And I rolled a total of, it looks like 15.
Holy cow. Which spider are you attacking? The spindly one that is attacking Dr. Anna? Or the 2 that are still on the ground fighting either Isco
Which one's
or...
the one that has actually done damage? That's Anna's, right?
That's correct, the spindly one.
Grabbing that one.
You grab it. You got it.
Okay. Next move is to throw it against something.
All right.
The spider splat.
I would say the next move is to telepathically summon a great big shoe.
We're gonna get a bigger shoe, right? We need a bigger shoe. We're gonna get a bigger shoe, right?
I'm sure if you bang them against each other enough times, they'll break.
That's what I'm thinking. Throwing it against one of its buddies.
Okay. The effects of being restrained. The spider cannot use a movement action until it breaks free of the telekinesis, and it incurs a penalty die on all of its rolls other than rolls to escape the telekinesis. So, there you go. That's what's going on with that spider. Let's go! You have a spider chewing on you.
Let's try to smash it again.
Do that thing.
There.
$16.
No, 15.
Oh.
No.
Because there have been weird things happening and not everybody's shown up and we're kind of disjointed and who's got what. I'm just going to say everybody's got 2 plot points.
Oops, okay.
You got 2. Oh, also, I added one more thing you can do with plot points. Things you could already do. You can get a bonus die. You can add 1 to one of your attributes. You can do a retcon. If only I had a wheelbarrow. Wait, we've got a wheelbarrow. The other thing you can do is spend a plot point to escape from a condition. You can escape from being grabbed by telekinesis. You can escape from being dazzled. You can escape from being held by fiberglass spiderwebs. You can spend a plot point and escape a condition.
Cool.
So, because why not?
And you can also boost a skill to a follow-through skill with it. If I remember.
Yeah. Or just any power if you can rationalize it. Like
or add
say,
a die.
or add a die. Yes, those are things you can do. Isco, what'd you say you rolled? I've completely forgot.
15.
He missed it by 1.
Oh, damn it! Sping! Yeah, that's why I mentioned the plot point thing. I remember now. So your flaming sword bounces off this crystalline spider. Captain Heroes, you're up on the back of the land crawler. A spindly spider is currently being held by Michael's Viking Jedi powers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Kablama.
It has a penalty die, and it rolls 1 die. So it rolls a 6. So 15.
It has a penalty die and it rolls a 15?
Yeah, it rolled a 6 on its die. They've got, just so you know, they've got 4 brawn and 5 power level.
Wow.
Wow.
They are not minions. Just
They're
so you know.
nasty, creepy spider things.
You also had the misfortune to run into all 3 of them at the same time.
Yeah.
In theory, you'd run into 1 and then maybe run into 2, but it just, the luck of the die rolls, you ran into all 3 at the same time.
Do I get a bonus die for being like point blank and holding a gun to its head?
No.
Suck it up and take your damage, Donald.
Okay, I will go ahead and spend a plot point on an extra die.
You hit it. Blam! You blast it and do a point of endurance damage.
It's endurance for 27.
Kieran,
Yes.
the thing is being held right in front of you.
Yay! Take out
You
my
need
sword and see what that'll do to it.
All right. It again has a penalty die, and no, you were not rolling a 6 again. Hang on. I'm gonna re-roll that because I don't.
The
Okay.
spider equivalent of a Polish fisherman.
15.
10. So you stab at it with your.
My amber blade.
The amber just hits it hard, and shards of crystal shatter off of it and clatter onto the deck of the landcrawler. Erling Shen, facing the big, hairy, more or less, one.
I'll go ahead and try and impale it this time. Like try a stab instead of a slash.
All right.
I know special effect it probably wouldn't do much or make much of a difference, but this thing looks like, since it's made out of crystal, an impact would be more impressive than a slash.
Makes sense to me.
14.
Ka-ching! It's just
Turn the plot point. Spend another die.
okay.
19.
All right then.
Stupid spiders.
Now you see why I just went ahead and spent the block point.
I was gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, you stab down and it like cracks a little bit, and like little spiderweb cracks form in its body. Spiders go. The spider who's being held by Michael is still within close combat range of Dr. Anna, and is not really smart enough to realize that it has bigger problems, because they're badass things, but they're really just animals. Dr. Anna, it attempts to chomp on you. Chomp, 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 chomp. And it rolls a total of 13. Hmm?
I think you have to break its hold first, right?
No, it gets a penalty die on whatever it's doing.
Okay.
It can't
It's not gonna
move,
bother.
but it doesn't need to, because Dr. Anna's still right there in front of it. So, close combat, Dr. Anna.
I think I have expertise in close combat because.
Oh, also, don't forget you're wearing the cuirass now,
Oh,
which
yes.
gives you +2, I think.
+2. Oh, okay. +2. Good, because that would make that a 14.
Yes! Which is what you needed. And you beat it by 1, because it rolled a total of 13. So it like chomps at you and like gets like the hem of your cuirass and chews on the leather. But does not hurt you. Spider 2, which is the hairy one. It'll try to do the hold again on Erling Shen, because you heard it. No, let's see. Okay, 1 to 3 hold, 4 to 6. No, hold. Okay. It tries to spray Erling Shen again with fiberglass webs. And it rolls that, and it adds only its power level, so it gets a 7.
16.
You definitely... Okay, it's 2 to 6 plus your agility, not your armor, right?
Oh, sorry. 12 then.
Okay, well, it's still more than needed. Yeah, you just move out of the way.
Okay.
Well, that was underwhelming. Let's see. I bit you, and you burn me. Does that mean if I bite you again, you will burn me? No. Okay, so the one with the big jaws attempts to chew on Isco once again. Rolls a 16.
Uh, 18.
Wow. It chomps down on you and is not able to penetrate your otherworldly fiery form. Meanwhile, you get to attack it.
Guess what, buddy? Yeah, you are going to burn again.
Once again, don't forget Leslie.
Oh, oh, that's right. No. Leslie goes after the spiders.
Oh,
The
that's
spiders are acting now. Once they're done, that's when Michael goes.
Okay.
Oh,
So would you
okay,
roll, Craig?
Yeah,
16.
I got two choices. I guess I can bash a spider against another spider, or I can just bash the spider against something that breaks crystal, like a rock. But these are pretty tough crystals. I'm going to bash a spider against a spider.
That's interesting. Craig, the spider also rolled 16, and you're the one attacking, so you win. You burn it for another point of melty, crystalline, squeaky, cracking, temperature, differential, shattering, ceramic type of damage. It may be catching on to the fact that you're hurting it. So, Michael, you lift up the spider and do what with it?
I'm going to bash it against the one Isco's damaged. Let's see if we can crack the one that Isco's damaged.
All right,
Both of them roll
let's
to hit,
see
right?
what that would be. Let's see, hurting. We call this mental combat with your power level against the close combat brawn roll of the spider you're smashing it against, I guess. I'm just going to wing that.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to roll really high because I rolled 17.
Well, you're doing it to both of them. So that would be the one you're hitting, and that's the one you're hitting it with.
I'm more trying to break
Oh!
the one that's already
Actually, so
broken.
here's what happened. The one on the ground that Isco's fighting rolled a total of 19. Rolled really well. However, the one you're actually holding rolled 11. So you smash it down onto the one on the ground. The one on the ground, it just kind of like stays solid and doesn't really get affected much. But the one you're holding on shatters into like 50,000 different crystalline parts.
Okay, we can work with that. We can definitely work with that.
That spider is defunct.
We're down one spider, which is all that matters.
One down, certainly. And that was the spindly one. So, spider. Isco!
That doesn't seem to be working too well, so I'm going to try the endurance drain bit on the next one over. Smash with the side of my blade for the endurance drain.
Okay. Let me go double check how that works. Endurance drain. It is your close combat power level versus its close combat brawn. It does not have modification resistance, so it's just its close combat brawn, which is 4. So it rolls 2d6 and adds 4. You roll 2d6 and add your power level. I got 12.
16.
Wow. You touch it and drain away its endurance. I'm not exactly sure the mechanics of that. Like, what's actually happening to it when you do that?
Basically tiring it out, so it can't fight as effectively.
Oh, all right.
And actually, when I do it, I hit it with the flat of my blade as opposed to hitting, with the slicing part of the blade.
Well, normally, all right, you whack with the flat of your blade, and the hairline cracks from the heat that you hurt it with when it was biting on you. Just like spread throughout it. It doesn't shatter into pieces. It stays in like one shape, one solid piece, but the little hairline cracks just spiderweb all, no pun intended, all through it. And it like makes kind of like a squeaking styrofoam squeaky sort of sound.
All right.
And Captain Harrows.
Well, there's still that one that Erlang Shen is going up against.
He's hit it a solid hit on the top of it, but it's still going.
Okay, I will try and follow up with the sharpshooter shot.
Boom! It rolls a 12.
Oh, I should be able to do better than that. Unsecure dice. 13 plus 4, 17.
Boom! You hit it with a blaster, and it melts a little bit of it, and pop pieces of it like crack and fall off, but it's still active. Dr. Anna.
Okay, the one that was originally in front of me just got smacked into another one. So, are any?
We're both dead now.
Yeah, very dead now. I guess I either have to jump down if I want to use my blade, or just try shooting it with an arrow again. Let's try shooting with an arrow again.
You have the one Isco's fighting, which is not moving now, but it's still in one piece. And you've got the one Erling Shen's fighting, which is still moving and injured.
I'll go for the one that's still moving.
All right.
That's the most logical one to do.
I rolled really well.
Uh, 14.
Ping! It just
Dang.
ricochets off of its crystalline carapace. Erling Shen!
See, you gotta aim for the spot that's already been hit.
I will go ahead and hit the thing again.
Okay.
15.
Clang! It's really tough. It's really quite tough.
So it is.
And then, let's see. I don't think I get to recover from that. No, I don't. The one Isco's fighting does not move. The one Erling Shen is fighting attempts to bite Erling Shen. You have dodged its webs. Actually, it's hurt. Let me see. 7 or less, it runs away. Nope. It attempts to bite Erling Shen. Oh! 18.
But really well and still screwed it up.
At least you get to add your power level because you get to use your armor this time.
Yes.
Yeah, even though the wait, no, it's power level plus agility, right?
Do you have evasive as a...
You still win, so I still only rolled an 18.
Losing endurance. Its crystalline fangs sink
It just barely gets me.
just barely. Hey, kitty. Yep, that's a spider. Michael.
Going to attempt to hold Erlang Chen so he can get some hits on it without trouble. Ooh. And I rolled a total of 16.
You roll mental combat power level.
Yep.
2d6 plus your power level.
That's 16 total.
And it rolls range combat agility without its armor. So you rolled what?
16.
Oh, yeah. Ding! You do the whole Yoda thing and grab it. And it is most certainly held. Let's go.
So the one that's not moving.
Mhm.
Do I know if that was one that Michael had held?
No.
Or
Michael
maybe-
was held one, smashed it down into this one, and the one Michael was holding shattered, and this one just stayed there.
Yeah,
And
this
then
is the,
you whacked it, and you endurance drained it.
Endurance drained it, yep. Okay, and it's not moving. So
Not at the moment.
nudge it, kick it with my boot to see if it's
It is not going to move until after the end of the scene,
all right. And
unless you actually do more damage to it.
Nah. And I can reach the one that is now being held.
I'm picturing it as being on the other side of the land crawler, but easily. You can easily reach it, yes.
Okay. So this time I'm going to try to slice it with my scimitar.
It has a penalty die because it is restrained.
Oh, well.
It rolled a 6 on that. So it gets a 15.
16.
You bring down your flaming scimitar just right on one of the previously cracked areas where Erlang Shen had smashed into it, and smash straight through it, and it the middle part of its thorax just shatters, and the legs just kind of like fall inward. Clunk, 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 clunk.
Okay, that was what we wanted. Yep.
So, how's everybody feeling? Who's hurt?
I'm not.
Did I take a... I think I took a hit.
Yeah, it's good.
I think Erlang Shen will regenerate that within a minute or so, so he
Yep.
should be fine.
Yeah, I was just looking that up.
You get back half what you lost, rounded up.
Oh, then yes.
So yeah, you'll be fine. Isco, does Isco have regen?
No.
No, but he does have healing, so you
I
can
can
heal
heal
yourself. So I think you
Yeah.
can.
I think so. I never tried before.
And
Oh, you've got the ultra power anyway. So yeah, you can
right.
even if
I've
you
never
couldn't
tried
heal
so much
yourself,
before, so-
you could get the regen, and so you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Anna, however, has some crystalline spider bites.
I could use the use a bunch of parts off out of the hospital where we picked up the Eye of Odin to build a little Medibot. That'll sit there and do the. Hey,
It's got a little white hat with a red cross on it.
Those little reflecting things that it wears on its finger.
With a large reflective surface, with like a mirror.
So I imagine you guys get Dr. Anna all healed up, so it's not a big deal.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay then. The surroundings are quiet.
Did
Well.
we win?
okay.
Okay.
Onward. That's-
Keep going.
yeah. Keep an eye out for giant spiders. We want to take them on one at a time next time.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay, you are, as you start approaching it, and are you able to like triangulate the size of this thing? It's 150, 200 meters tall. It's pretty big,
My, that's a big one.
and you're a couple of miles out. But you approach, and you do see more. And now that you're on the guard for them, you've got your binoculars, nearly everyone, so you can see them ahead of you. Spiders crawling around, but you avoid them. Zigzag. They don't come looking for you, apparently. And you can see them before they see you. So you get to this huge crystalline shape, this tower shooting up into the sky, all pointiness and stuff. And there are openings in it that appear to be doorways.
Okay. Multiple openings in it, huh?
Mhm.
Okay. I will pull up out in front of one. I suppose it doesn't matter at that point.
Pick an opening, any opening.
And then do what?
Interset opening?
Also got to fly it.
I'm gonna have the crawler, since I changed the crawler over to that power cell.
Mhm.
But it's I've got the fuel tanks. I'm gonna have a bunch of the bots offload some fuel tanks from the crawler off, and I'm gonna see if I can set up a honeypot just in case Amelia Earhart drops by with her airplane again.
I'll scout. I'll go invisible and scout on the inside.
Yeah, the message is 223 North Terrace. Call me and a radio frequency.
Okay. So Erlang wanted to go in, and Isco wanted to go invisible and go in. Are you guys both going in? Different doorways?
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
Curiosity
We'll
killed the
do
cat.
this.
Satisfaction brought it back.
Is anybody else going in?
I'm going in.
I'm going in.
You're all going in. Are y'all going in different doorways or the same doorways?
Same doorways. There's safety in numbers, even though only rules in
I
Deuteronomy.
think sticking together is probably a good idea.
All right, if you insist.
I mean, those who are
That defeats the purpose of scouting invisibly then.
Yeah, I think they're making your invisibility thing moot at this point.
those who are invisible and can see in the dark, that's fine. Those of us who use lights are going to be traveling together and using lights.
I can do both of those.
Oh,
things.
actually,
So,
you will
let me
very
go.
quickly discover lights are not necessary. The entire interior of this crystalline structure glows. And a lot of the walls are either translucent or transparent. A lot of the floors are translucent or transparent.
Cool.
So
Oh,
you're
like Great Heights.
you're walking around in a glass fortress, essentially.
Wow.
I pull out a machinist file and check the Mohs hardness scale.
Cool.
At least as hard as the spiders you just fought.
Okay.
That's good.
So we're talking up there in the okay.
Yeah, up there in the okay, yeah. Hey,
Yeah, up there in like the gem.
Kitty, kitty.
Easily so.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, all right. Let's see. I had a thing I was going to do, and I have forgotten that thing. I was going to do that thing. Where did I put that thing? It's like random, like NPC reactions. I had it here. I know I had it. Was it?
Well, yeah, someone who's invisible can go scout invisible.
I just rolled 2d6. Low means they're angry, and high means they're curious. And I rolled a 7, which tells me fuck all. All right, great. You go into and you're moving in slowly, and you run into. I'll just do it this way. You run into this creature.
Okay.
Oh,
That's cool.
gorgeous thing!
Oh,
She's a
Wow, where did you come from? No, that's actually Captain Harrow's reaction.
That is cool.
You a gorgeous thing. Where did you come from?
The thing you're looking at is holding some kind of crystalline object in one hand. And as it turns a corner and sees you guys, it backs up a few steps and holds the crystalline object in front of it as if to ward you away. That's the kind of body language you're getting from this creature.
Okay, yeah, no, I still react the same way. And maybe doing a little bit of palms out.
You hear it make a high-pitched sound.
Okay.
Interesting.
What do you guys do?
Wait for somebody else to attack it, then I'll attack it.
I'm trying to communicate here. Don't be afraid. It's okay.
Well, a few beats later, 3 more of these things come around the corner, holding other, more aggressive-looking crystalline objects, and they aim them at you. At which point, the first one retreats behind the second 3.
We mean you no harm.
Somebody make a diplomacy roll. How about that?
Well, I'm visible, so I'm not going to.
I am the most undiplomatic of fellows.
I have diplomacy.
So who wants to make diplomacy? You make diplomacy, and they'll make
have
reason,
no
and we'll
diplomacy.
see who can figure out who first.
That's my friend.
I make a reason roll. Reason, rolls. Oh, I rolled pretty well for reason.
15.
I got a 15 and a 10.
Yep.
So, all right. They don't. Okay, you're doing body language and saying, meaning no harm, et cetera. So they stop. They're still aiming their things at you, but they've not actually attacked you with them, whatever they are.
That's a good start.
Mm-hmm.
The spider creature in the middle of the 3 says something in a squeaky, clicky sort of language. Good luck with that.
Yeah. Is that like a spider leader?
Captain, I think, Captain, that's your next object you're going to have to invent is a universal translator.
He has one.
I am one. I usually am one. That's why I'm.
Well, you were meeting a lot of aliens, so I'm guessing. You're not picking
You
up
have
on it.
enough parts from that the building where you got the Eye of Odin.
Mm-hmm.
You have enough parts from that you could probably build one. Oh, hey, Michael has a mental Jedi powers, ultra power. You can probably use that for telepathy, if you want,
So I can translate through telepathy?
or at least talk to them through telepathy.
Well, we can try that, yeah. Mhm. See what I can do.
Roll. You roll mental combat power level versus their mental combat presence. They don't have that skill, so they roll 1d6 plus their presence to try to keep you out of their brain. Roll a 6! Woohoo!
Oh, well, with my power, I'm 12.
Well, it's more than you needed. Which one are you going to try to talk to? You have 4 in front of you at the moment.
I think we're going to talk to one of the military ones, the one that looks like he might be the leader. Does one look like a leader?
They all have a vaguely feminine shape to their upper bodies, so there's no he in this group. They're all, or it could be that they all just look like that, and they're male and female, or all male.
Well,
You don't know. They're spider creatures from outer space. Who knows?
Pick randomly one of the ones holding the
Anyway.
weapon.
You contact its brain, which is alien and weird, and
I'm a
What do you
space
say?
Viking. I should know alien and weird.
fair enough.
Okay,
It says,
Um,
"I hear you."
I can talk to you this way. Apparently, it's the only way we can talk to you.
You talk like the spirits.
Hey, Leslie.
Repeat that. Hi. What was it? What did you just say? Repeat that.
You can speak like the spirits do,
Um,
soul to soul.
I have a similar power.
Are you here to help us?
If we can, and we need a little help of our own, if you can help us.
It says things to the creatures on either side of it, and they all relax their crystalline weapon things, holding them at the ready, but not aimed at you. It says, "What help do you need?"
Well, I'd rather find out what kind of help you need first.
Because we'll the weapon that will destroy the universe.
Yeah, the thing is out of character. The crystal thing might be something they need help fixing that they might need to keep. So I'd rather help them first, just to make sure we're not stepping on toes. So yeah, let us help you first.
The heart of Pashupati has been stolen.
Uh-oh.
You not have to describe it. So that and if you can show us a picture so my friends can understand, we might be able to help
It
you find it.
Talks in squeaky clicky language to the other spider things, and it says to you telepathically, "Follow us."
What was that?
It talks to its compatriots in squeaky clicky spider alien language, and to you it says, "Follow us."
Okay. I look at the others and say they want us to follow.
Are we dinner?
Well, they need our help apparently, and if it's, I'm worried that what we're looking for is what they need help for, so I want to see what it is.
Logical. All right, let's go.
And yeah, that's totally what it is. They just said it.
Yeah, I follow along invisibly.
Okay. The three spider creatures lead you into the enormous crystalline structure. You go. There are no stairs anywhere in this place. It's all like ramps up and ramps down and like curving hallways and things. You don't see any doors. You don't see any stairs. There's archways that lead into openings that lead to ramps that lead to other openings, and the whole thing is a very maze-like thing that all seems to like spiral around the center of this tall tower. But you don't go up. You go down. You go down what you figure must be 5-6 stories down in this crystalline structure. And you can see through the walls, and you can see creatures moving around and other things moving around. And you get down to the center at the bottom, what you kind of assume to be the bottom, because they don't take you any further down. It might go further down, you don't know. And it's got that Superman Fortress of Solitude, crystalline fortress kind of look to it that's all kind of focused on a center platform that has big crystals poking up. And there are 5 of these. Wait, I gotta find it. Nope, not spidery things. Nope, not those. Not those. There we go. There are 5 of these in this room, kind of floating around.
Ooh, cool. Wow.
Ooh. Oh yeah, you think they're cool now until they start eating your brain.
Oh.
They're about twice as tall as a person. And the room you're in is huge. This big
I'm
crystal
betting they're the spirits that they talk
crystal
to.
cathedral sort of place. In this room you also pass a bunch of these spider creatures as you're going down.
Mhm.
And they just kind of stand aside as you go by, and the spiders in front of you say, stand aside, we're going to speak to the spirits. And then you get down to this crystal cathedral, and the spider creatures who brought you here introduce you to the spirits. And they say in their clicky spider language, spirits, we've brought people who want to help us find the heart of Pashupatastra. I had it.
The thing that we're looking
Pashupati. The heart of Pashupati.
Oh. Okay.
I say the thing that the hag wants.
That's why I want to find out before we go. Yeah.
No, by name.
That's why I offered to help them first.
Pashupati is the name of the thing that the hag wants.
Yeah.
Pashupatastra is the name of the thing that the hag wants.
It's all in dialects.
Well, let's find out for sure before we go.
Yeah, we're gonna find out for sure.
Make conclusions.
Okay, let's see. There's 5 of us. There's 5 of you. They each pick somebody and target your brains. So,
My brain
everybody-
is able to talk.
everybody make mental combat. If you don't have the skill, you roll 1 die. Presence rolls. If you've got mental resistance, you add your power to that roll. So,
Yep.
it's either 1 die or 2, plus your presence, and maybe plus your power level.
So
And I'm rolling it
Two
5
dice?
times.
The normal 2 dice?
I'm assuming they can see me even though I'm invisible.
Not Craig. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I have to roll to see if I. Okay, we're gonna skip you for right now, Craig. I've got to roll to see if I see you, and we'll deal with that in a minute. So, left to right. 12 on Captain Harrow's.
14.
Holy crap! Ping. Unbelievable. Dr. Anna. 12 again.
Well, they got me 6.
And by the way, it was a 6 and a 5, so yes, unbelievable.
I rolled 2 1s on Captain Harrow's and Dr. Anna. 15 on Michael.
Michael rolled 16.
Damn it. Ping! And Erling Shen, I rolled best of all, 17.
12. I may have to take this mental resistance back to the manufacturer because it's not doing me shit for good.
If it makes you feel better, these are probably the most powerful psychics you're going to run into this entire game. So, and they still bounced off of half of you. So we'll come back to Dr. Anna and Erling Shen. Okay, you guys got hit. Now I got to see if I notice, because this is just a sense, so I might not notice you. Make a stealth roll. Let's go. Holy crap. Let me see. Let me double check my rules for this, because I wrote them, so I should use them. Invisibility. Okay, we're doing reason, our reason, versus your stealth, presence, plus power level. I was checking whether or not you got your power level. You do. As it happens, we get our power level too. So
That would be a 12 total.
wow. All right. So you also need to do the mental combat defense thing. I rolled God's own roll, so just no way.
I was gonna say. Oh, yeah, 1. So like really low.
Okay. Invisible Isco and Dr. Anna and Erlang all have your brain is in a vice. Tunk! And a loud booming voice says, "Why are you here?" And Michael and Captain Harris just kind of like, eh.
Are we being required to answer truthfully?
No.
Okay. Why?
It's not mind control. It's telepathy.
Okay, I remain silent.
Oh, I'll tell him. We're looking for this thing. Looks kind of like this from a mental image.
All right, that's an interesting answer. Dr. Anna, do you answer?
I'll just say we're looking for something. Not really. I'm just following them.
All right. Okay.
I look at them. Perhaps we can sit down and help each other. You seem like reasonable people.
You have no idea. All right.
I'm actually going to speak to them telepathically and say, we came here to try and help you.
Okay. Invisible Isco and Dr. Anna and Erlang are all released from the telepathy. And Michael telepathies back to the spirits that we're here to try and help you. And this time it's not telepathy. Like they're not actually reading your mind. With the telepathy, they could actually dig deeper and not just pick up what you say. They could pick up what you actually know as long as it's kind of like a surface thought.
I'm not letting.
For
that
example,
shit-
Isco didn't answer,
Mhm.
but it's likely that Isco has in the top of his brain why you came. So they probably picked that up.
Yeah.
Surface thoughts, basically. What they're doing now is purely communication, and if you don't say it, they don't hear it. All of them, in unison, say in a voice that sounds kind of like a cross between a kettle drum and wind chimes, it's like, we know why you've come. You seek the heart of, God damn it, I keep checking it, Pashupati. You may not have it. However, if you were sincere in what you said about helping to reclaim it, your help would be appreciated. What is
We'll
your
have to
choice?
get it back. We're not too fond of the person that right now who wants it. She has rather questionable way. I'm speaking psychically to him, by the way. I'm not speaking out loud. She has rather questionable ways of trying to get what she wants. So, given the choice, because you've spoken with us freely and without attacking, I'd rather deal with you.
What happened to it?
Creatures came and took it.
What kind of creatures?
A common theme lately.
What kind of creatures took it?
They will show you a mental picture of the creatures that took it. Hang on, I'll show you. I gotta find a picture. Doodly doodly doo. Nope, 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 nope. This. There you go. Creatures of stone.
Oh.
Not the people, the thing in the middle.
My, that's a big one.
Oh.
So a giant stone golem, basically.
Apparently an Egyptian giant.
They had no minds to contact, and our children were not able to stop them. They stole the heart of Pashupati and left to the east, west, north, south.
Okay. Well, that looks like a pretty tough nut to crack.
Well, we can at least try.
Well, of course. I mean, for all we know, Melvin the Ice Wizard sent them.
Well, not only that, but I mean, it's their property. We should probably go get it back for them.
Well, yeah, it's the only right thing to do.
You know what you need now, Dr. Harrows? You need a big crystalline spider controller. Like a big dog whistle, but for spiders.
with a tuning fork on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Do we want spider minions?
So, some antlion glands, right? You throw those and they all swarm in. And
There you go. All right. Well, how long ago did they take the thing?
Time operates strangely here,
Yeah, we know.
Has anybody
But-
gotten all died since then?
but the 3 moons have appeared 24 times.
oh, goodness, they could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of our absent friends and I can do some scouting around and see if we can find them. It's not like those things are going to be real easy to hide.
Is there a way to mentally attune to this heart, so that you can hone in on her or something? And can you pass that on to us?
Or does it resonate on a certain frequency?
That would help too.
I could build a detector that would hone in on a resonant frequency. Basically, a detect element. Basically my rework the candy wrapper detector.
Candy wrapper, crystalline power source that can destroy universes. Same deal.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I'll ask one of the spirits, what does this thing do anyway?
It is the source of light for the Shavana, and they just kind of like glowingly gesture at the tower you're in.
Ah.
It is stranded until the heart of Pashupati can be returned. The damage to the Shavana has been repaired for a long time. But without the heart of Pashupati, the Shavana cannot move. Cannot leave.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a space.
Cannot leave. That's the way they put it.
So if we get this thing back for you, you're going to leave and take it with you?
Yes.
Awesome.
Oh,
Get it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All the more reason to get it. For you.
Funded. I think we can help.
Okay.
I tell them an unsavory character wishes it as a weapon. We don't want that to happen.
It's not a weapon.
Everything is a weapon if you can direct its energy in a destructive manner.
It would be a corruption of everything that the Pashupati is to use it as in a destructive manner.
All the more reason to get it back to you.
That makes even more sense then, yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the spider creatures just kind of like they shift from time to time, like moving from one leg to another, but basically just stand there and wait while you guys are doing whatever you're doing.
How do we talk to your people?
Well, the upshot is can we find a way to locate it, either via your the captain's method or my method, which is mental.
The creatures that took it had no minds.
But I'm saying, are you attuned at all to your heart? Can you mentally locate it if you had a chance?
If it were here, we could feel it, but it has gone too far away for that.
Hmm.
Well,
And
What is
wait, one at a time. First, somebody said, "How do we talk to the spider creatures?"
yes.
Was that Donald?
Yeah.
And the voices of the spirits say that one of you can speak as we do to their souls. Okay, then Lloyd said something?
How would you, do you have any suggestions on how we could locate the thing?
They think at you the direction it was taken, which you know to be south.
Right.
That's as much as they know.
Does it glow in the light of the sun or put out a lot of noise or?
Oh, it glows.
Okay.
It glows very brightly. And then what were you saying, Donald?
They said they can feel it when it is in their presence.
Yes.
If they could put that feeling into my mind, I could use that as the sample for the resonance detector.
Make a roll. Let's see. This is. Oh, actually, I'll go you one better. The thing in front of you is a machine. It's a weird alien machine made of crystals, but it's a machine. So if you want to do speak with objects to try to talk to it, you can try that. And if that fails, then these things can try to help you with it. Actually, tell you what, because they're describing to you how they perceive it, which is with senses that you don't have,
Right.
and don't really understand what they're saying. But if you put that together with speaking to the machine that the heart of fits in, I'll give you a bonus die on your speak with objects roll. How's that?
Okay.
So you roll and I roll. Let's see what you get. I didn't roll too bad. Yeah, you
Oh,
can get
I
this.
rolled terribly.
Oh,
14.
I rolled an 11. You got it. All right. So it's trying, the spirits are trying to describe to you how they perceive the heart of Pashupati, and at the same time, you're talking to what you realize is the engine of this starship,
Mm-hmm.
and what you're basically dealing with is, to use a analogy, is the warp core of this starship, which is a crystal about the size of a football.
Okay.
Cool.
And it is the source of light. And it says light, and everybody says light, but what you're really picking up on is like the initial power of creation. So essentially, you've got
Right.
baby big.
Maxwell's equation.
Well, you got a baby Big Bang in a
Yeah.
size of a crystal the size of a football.
Yeah, the conversion of a hot dense state to a loose cold state.
For a universe,
Yeah. Okay.
and that's what you're dealing with.
I can wrap my head around that. That's pretty cool.
You basically
Okay.
have a universe 0.0000 infinite 1 seconds after the Big Bang in a crystal the size of a football.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. It is a singularity moment on the edge of existence.
The engine, as
That's
it's talking to you, it's unlike any other machine you've spoken to. It is sentient, and hearing it sing to you, it's like wind chimes and thunderstorms. It's not
Okay.
like any other machine you've ever talked to. There you go. On the other hand, you think you can figure out a way to detect the presence of the Pashupatastra
Okay.
if you're relatively close to it.
Aaron,
Yeah,
are you getting a baby Cthulhu over there?
Oh, that's one of those egg things you were making.
Yes, it's a dragon fruit.
Dragon.
Oh,
Not quite done.
What's the dragon fruit look like?
Part, and it's gonna have a baby dragon poking out of it.
Ah,
Very
Well
cute.
done.
That's so cute.
Yeah. No, I don't know where the baby Cthulhu ended up.
I don't know either. I think I thought we
She did
found
make
it.
a bunch of baby Cthulhu's one year, so
Yeah. Well, this uses the same technique to get these little green things, only they're much shorter and wider.
Cool.
Gotcha.
okay. So,
So what's the status of things here? What are we doing?
We're off on the quest to find a lever that can destroy the universe.
Mhm.
Again.
And hopefully sending it far, far from here. They may not be in their own dimension, but as long as they're not on this chunk of land, I'm fine with it.
Indeed.
Not like I want to get rid of them. I just want to get rid of anything the hag wants to destroy that can destroy the world.
Yeah.
Ditto. Yeah.
I thought she only wanted to find things that could help her get off the world.
That doesn't seem to be her.
No. She's trying to do something.
She's trying to fulfill a prophecy.
Ah,
Yeah, Brandon, I've got to take off and go to bed.
All right. Good night, Lloyd. Sleep well. Good luck on your interview tomorrow.
Yes, thank you. I apologize for having to cut it off early. Everybody else, have a good night. I will see you next
you
week.
too. Have a nice
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
I thought he'd never leave.
Well,
All right. So
so I-
now we can break
so
out
what-
the fun stuff.
So the other thing they were saying is apparently I have the capability of talking to the little spiders too.
You were talking to them.
Topsy, yeah.
Oh, the other spider. Okay, those spiders. So the intelligent one. Okay, not
Right.
the creatures. Not the
We didn't
spider.
actually try to talk to them, but no, that the spirits were referring to their children, which are the semi-humanoid spider creatures.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure.
Anyway, now what?
If we're going to go look for this thing.
Yeah. Set up the detector and head on off.
You'll need some pieces of their crystalline matrix to resonate off of.
Okay.
But if you ask for it, they give it to you. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Like, one of them will hand, like, their crystalline weapon thing to you and click and squeak at you.
Okay. I click and squeak back politely, and
But yeah, that'll do.
I have a linguist. I ought to be able to get something across.
Why does he start babbling at us in baby talk? I don't know. Just put up with him.
I don't know. I think his enunciation is pretty good for not having mandibles.
Yes, but he keeps calling.
The spider creatures that the spider creature that Michael talked to asks Michael, "Are you done here?"
I believe so. I look at the spirit and say, I assume you've given us all the information you can. Are we finished speaking with you?
Is there something else you wish to discuss?
That's it. We'll help you find your crystal. Your children are asking if we're finished, so I'm asking, are we finished?
They experience the passing of time differently than we do. If they are asking if you are done, that probably means that you are done.
All right, thank you. And I'll tell the spider being that we're finished.
Spider creature says, "Is there anything you need from us? Are you going to help us?"
Yes.
It squeaks and clicks with joy.
What is spider for? We would like nothing more than for you to leave this place.
That might be misinterpreted. All right. Then follow us, and we will take you back to the entry ramp.
Thank you.
They lead you out of the spaceship.
Okay.
Although the actual it comes across in your brain as spaceship, but the actual word is a combination of spaceship and temple and home and highway.
Okay.
So, anyway,
Interesting.
they take you outside and leave you there, and then they go back inside.
Jump on the crawler and start heading south, I suppose.
Let's see if anything has tried to eat the crawler since you left it. Nope. You got half dozen little minions perched on it, and you come back outside and they stand to and salute.
Okay, and we'll go pick up the fuel barrels and see if Amelia dropped by.
Nope.
Okay, didn't think so, but it never hurts. I've probably set up at least one of these like semi-permanently, just to. I'll dot the landscape with them.
That's pretty funny. All right, let's see.
Captain Harrow's learned to sail just off the coast of the airport that Amelia Earhart started. It's actually named after the halfway house that she was a social worker at in Boston.
Well, that's pretty weird.
So, and then the navigation thing, because she was a pretty good navigator. So yeah, if Amelia Earhart is on this rock, Captain Harrows wants to meet her.
Cool.
So the address, by the way,
Mhm.
is her childhood home. It was her grandfather's house.
Okay.
And when they had to sell the house,
I'll be right back. I'm gonna fill my water bottle.
Okay.
That is the moment that Amelia Earhart says her childhood ended.
Aw.
And so the thing is, the group of female flyers that she started has continued to this day. And they bought the house and returned it to the state it was when her grandfather owned it, and turned it into an Amelia Earhart museum. And Captain Harrows thinks she really ought to know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That 223 North Terrace is back to being the old Otis place. Thanks to the 99s.
Cool. Okay, so you've got Land Cruiser, Land Machine all loaded up. You've got your detector set up, which is half crystalline widgets and half tuning forks and baling wire. Now what?
Couple of springs and gears just because.
Just because.
It's not steampunk until you glue some gears on it.
Pretty much.
And off we
Ooh.
go.
Okay.
Once again, we're trying not to set off all of the traps at the same time this time. I thought that's what I meant by we proceed cautiously.
It was the luck of the draw, man. What do you want? So, oh man, that's some weird shit.
Oh no.
I'm trying to find a good visual. Oh, that'll work. Wow. Okay, you cruise along for a while. You're currently in this weird, kind of barren alien landscape with what you now realize are shattered pieces of the Shavana, which is the name of the spaceship behind you. Apparently, it made a rather rough landing, and lots of pieces of it broke off and shattered and scattered around landscape. And that's what is all around you. From what the creatures inside said, it's been repaired to the point where it should be able to fly again once they have the heart of Pashupati returned.
Right.
Hooray for you. You're going to go do that. So you cruise along for a while, and the weird barren alien landscape, the sky turns more and more overcast and red, and the ground turns more and more sand and rust colored and cracked and dry, and the air gets hotter, and then eventually it looks like this. This is not the best picture, but it's the picture I've got. So there you go.
Oh, I'll put out the sun awning over the deck on the back.
Wow, that looks like the leftovers of a future Earth.
And curiously enough, you're pretty sure you're going south, but the sun is setting in front of you.
Huh.
So that's fun.
Yeah, well, remember that doesn't work in this place. That sort of thing doesn't work.
Not consistently, no.
You cannot count on it. I have charts. Let me pull out my sun charts.
You get to a place where there are canyons and mesas, and it's extremely, like, you can't go in a straight line anywhere. There's a lot of zigzagging between mesas, and you're in canyons and moving around. Around which point, ahead of you is a tall mesa on which a huge cruise ship has been impaled sideways onto the mesa. So if you picture the mesa being like this, and the cruise ship is like this, sideways, and cruise ships are huge. Have you ever seen a
Yeah.
cruise ship in real life? They are freaking
Yeah.
enormous.
I've been on one of the largest, one of the Norwegians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ahead of you, and it's off the ground by 20 stories at least. Like the bottom part of it is like 20 stories off the ground, like 1, 2, 20, 40, like 40 meters off the ground. So, at which point you see a couple of different things. You see bat-like creatures, although they're not bats. The bodies are longer and they've got pointy heads and rat-like tails. They are bigger than horses, or the body part's about the size of a horse, but the wings, of course, are big enough to make it fly. And there's people on the back of those wearing like robes and hoods,
Okay.
pretty much all the same. And those guys have what look like glowing blue staffs,
Mm-hmm.
and they are flying around the cruise ship. And there are people on the cruise ship, like essentially throwing bottles and beer cans at the people on the flying. They're really more like giant rats with bat wings. So they're not really bats. They're literally flying rats.
Unusual size.
I was going to say flater rots.
What?
Flater rot.
Sure.
Flater mouth being bad.
Yeah, I know.
It's not a mouse, it's a rat. So it's a flater rat.
So you have a couple of dozen of these flying rat bats. Rat bats. I'm going to call them rat bats. You've got a couple of dozen of these rat bats with riders, and the riders have staffs, like diving around and attacking these people who are on this sideways cruise ship, throwing things at them, trying to get them to leave. And from time to time, a couple of the rat bat raiders. I'm going to call them raiders. These raiders will dive down and have a net and grab someone and abduct them off of the cruise ship.
Oh, well, that's not sporting.
These are the things that are happening 20 stories above you, 40 meters above you. 40? Is that right? 20?
Yeah.
1, 2.
20 stories?
Yeah.
That's 200 feet.
It's like 40 meters, give or take. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, there we go. And you're hitting an area where the area between the buttes, between the mesas, there's water. So you're on the coastline of some kind, because you can kind of see through the mesas ahead of you like an open body of water. I don't have a picture for this, so just picture
Okay,
it.
well, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the crawler roll back its awning because it looks like we need some angle of attack up here. Don't want to put any holes in the awning when we shoot at these people.
Okay, so picture this.
Okay.
If there were a lot more of these, and they are mesas, and the one in front of you has a cruise ship impaled on it, and then past the ones immediately in front of you, you can see like a sea that is kind of around some of the mesas and is further away. Okay. That's what's going on. Now what? Discuss amongst yourselves for a minute.
I'm going to take a loudspeaker and play the Hag's Cackle.
Oh.
That's pretty funny.
While taking aim, of course, so that when they turn and try to attack us, I just like pick one off.
They don't really seem to be paying that much attention to you. You guys are way down there, and they're up there, and you're not really relevant at this point.
Really? Because they're easy and within striking range.
Have you struck at them yet? No. So
No.
they have no reason to pay attention to you. I just thought of something that might give me a better visual.
Oh, I see their staves and I go, ooh, plasma staves. Michael, are these some of your people?
Actually, oh my
one.
God! I just found a good picture. I'm so lucky I found this. Hang on, I gotta show you this.
Is that what a space? Is that
Here
what
you
a
go.
space Viking looks like?
This is actually what I had in mind when I was describing what I described to you. There you go.
Like, just hit on a rock.
That.
Yeah.
That is
There you go.
hysterical.
So, Michael, as it happens, the staves they're holding do kind of look sort of like what your culture would use for hand-to-hand weapons.
I think I want to get my hands on one of those.
I mean, if they're not using like actual lightsabers, it's more of a less offensive. It's more of a defensive. Well, in your culture, more of a defensive weapon. But I mean, you can totally use them for offensive. I mean, if you hit somebody with one of them, it'll blow a hole in them. So, your culture, the definition of defense is still pretty offensive. What are you guys
By the
doing?
way, Michael, as much as he's trying to stay Michael McLaughlin, is starting to show tendencies to let his hair grow long and putting braids in it and stuff like that.
Works for me.
I'll set up the loudspeaker again. All right, enough of that now. Break it up. What's going on here?
You see a couple of the raiders with people in their nets, like start flying off toward the
Can I try and
east.
Can I try and shoot the net out of their?
You absolutely can try. You want to like start combat? Because I'm not getting a we want to engage in combat vibe from you guys right now. Because if you watch this for much longer, they will finish and they will fly away.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking, Michael, catch this guy, and I'll
I was
shoot.
figuring
the
it
net. Drop the dude, and that'll get them pissed at us. But they didn't listen when I told them to stop, so it's all their fault.
Sure, why not? All right. We'll start with I'll start with Captain Heroes then. Roll some to hittingness to shoot somebody up in the sky who's flying away. To try to hit their net.
16.
You're okay. Ooh, here's a new thing I added. Disarm. You would think that would be one of the first things you put in a combat system, but no, it didn't occur to me until recently. So, to disarm, and this specifically only works with equipment. So, if you have a sword, say like Isco does, that's bought as a power, it's Isco's power, that scimitar, you can't disarm that.
Right.
But your binoculars are just equipment, so that you can disarm. Dr. Anna's bow, in the context, it is a power, but in the context of how her powers work, the bow and arrow is just equipment. You can disarm her of that. Of course, then she'd just pick up a spear and kill you with it. So,
I was going to say, she could throw an arrow 100 meters and skewer you.
yeah, if you try to disarm Dr. Anna, you're in for a rude surprise. Because you might succeed, but it won't be the effect you wanted. So there's that. So anyway, it's essentially it's a penalty die. So what you're trying to do is basically disarm them of their net. So normal range attack, but you get a penalty die, and they roll against you, And if you succeed, you cut the net or whatever.
I'll spend the plot point to negate the penalty.
Holy smokes. I rolled
Hmm.
really, really well.
16.
Let me double check something, because I don't think they get their damage resistance or whatever against this. Not that they actually have any, but still. I think it's just attribute versus attribute. So let me double check. Disarming. Here we go. It's a special. Normally it's a close combat attack, but you're trying to shoot the net, so I'll let that slide. Close combat brawn against the close combat brawn of the target. So it's usually, it's just straight your agility versus their agility. So don't include your power level for this. So would you get not including that?
Oh, not including my power level. Oh.
Right.
Well, you said you were going to burn a plot point, so.
You did. So you get 2 dice plus your agility.
Okay.
I rolled really well.
And I get my expertise from my.
You do. It's ranged combat. I rolled 14. I just tell you, I rolled really well. Total of 14.
I rolled a 13.
No.
15 is my max.
All right. Well,
Because I don't get my power level. Because if I.
well, it's not about doing damage. It's about hitting the right spot. So
Yeah.
it's just agility. So, Dr. Anna,
Yes.
if
let's
it
see.
helps, they do notice what you're trying, and they are no longer going to ignore you.
Yay!
Hey, over here. Psst, psst, psst. What's Dr. Anna doing?
Huh? Let's shoot one of them, see what happens.
Bring them down.
Bring them down.
She's not the polite one.
This is a
No.
purely average roll on their part.
Okay. 8 plus 6 is 14.
Wow. All right. I'm gonna call the guys riding the raiders. I'm gonna call these particular guys minions. So basically, one hit and they go down. So you fire an arrow into the air. It goes straight through a guy, and he's like, ah! And he falls off his bat.
Nice, Wilhelm scream.
Is it one? Is it one with a net?
Yes, I assume so.
Can I catch the net?
Yeah, there's a
Drop
person
it.
falling. Ah!
I catch him with the telekinesis. Because I'm not combating. I'm just going to catch. I'm just going to catch innocents. My total is 15.
Oh, easily, because he's not trying to avoid being caught.
Yeah.
So he's like, ah!
He's caught.
I wish I had a Wilhelm scream audio. I'd like to play that. Anyway. Ah!
I'm kind of surprised you don't have one as much as we game.
I might have one somewhere. Okay, so, Michael catches a guy in
Put it down.
in a net. Actually, there's 2 people in a net, a man and a woman, and bring them down to the ground.
Mhm.
In front of you, or
Yeah,
okay.
because that way we can protect them.
They scrambled the guy out of the net. Isco, wrapping around. You're muted,
He's muted.
Isco.
Isco's muted.
Arg. How far apart? How spread apart are the creatures attacking the ship?
Well, they're diving and looping, but generally when they try to capture somebody, they're in pairs. So if you wanted to get a couple next to each other, you could.
Right. That's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna fly towards them and create a wall of flame fire in front of myself,
Wow.
like a shield, and like just straight towards them and just burn as many as I can.
Jesus. All right.
Strong fruit.
If it's only 2, it's only 2.
I told you I was the polite one.
Okay. You roll. You're trying to basically just bull rush them with your wall of fire, right? Is that the deal?
Yeah.
Okay, so close combat. Close combat, and they will roll their close combat to avoid it. Ooh, one guy rolled really well. Other guy, not so much.
17.
What?
17.
Well, the guy who rolled really well got burned. So did the other guy. So you power through. They're about to net like 3 people who are running away on the cruise ship. They're like, ah, 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 and the net's like coming behind them. They're like, eh, and that's coming behind them, and you burn through them, and the bats are like, ah, ah. The bats aren't dead, but the guys on the bats are like all, ah, they plummet 20 stories down as they fall like burning cinders and hit the ground. So that's all kinds of fun. Yeah, well, that's all you guys. One of the raiders calls out in a loud voice. It's like, "We have what we needed! Back to the abyss! Back to the abyss!" And they all start flying off. So that's all kinds of fun. We'll start back at the beginning. Well, we'll start Cisco because it's easier for me. Isco. They are flying off.
And they're carrying people.
Some of them are.
Well, what I'm going to do is not going to be good for the people, the innocents, if I hurt the ones that are carrying them. So I'll go for ones that are not carrying people.
All right.
Just fly after them and play them all in front of myself.
Okay. Wonder if this is cheating. Nah. Okay. Close combat. Roll to hit.
I like these dice. 17 again.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Yeah, you do the wall of fire overrun of one of them, and you scorch the rat bat, and the guy on the back, his robes just burst into flames, and he's, ah, ah, and then he falls off the rat bat, and, ah, ploosh, lands in the water. Captain Harrows, they are fleeing, and like in one more action, they will be out of sight because of all the maces. It's like I mentioned before, it's kind of zigzaggy. You can't really see very far in a straight line because of all the maces.
Right. Oh, is it worth giving him a parting shot? Yeah.
It's your shot to give, man.
Always worth the parting shot.
Okay. Explosive.
Ouch. 10 meters radius. You can probably get 2 of them with that.
And if I do it toward the front of their group, because I've got sharpshooter, I got the 200-meter range. If I do it toward the front of the group,
You can't actually see that far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the maces, the way it's basically like a maze of maces, you can't even see that far.
Okay,
And they're like
15.
zinging and zagging. But you can still hit a couple of them. So what'd you roll?
15.
Oh. Both of them. And what is the explosion exactly?
Basically, it's I grab a shell, put it on the end of Megatron, and instead of a plasma blast, it's like a grenade. Boom!
Yeah,
Like a time
those
charge kind of.
you get 2 that are like one's right behind the other, and the grenade lands just behind the first guy, or not doesn't land because clearly they're way up in the air, but descends just between them, and then blows them off of their rat bats, and the rat bats are sent spiraling. Actually, you blew holes and chunks off of one of the rat bats, and it's falling to the ground. It like hits one of the maces, and bounces off and spirals down and splash lands in the water. And the two guys just they fall to the ground. The other rat bat like recovers and flaps away.
The PA announces, "And don't come back."
Dr. Anna.
Why not? Party, always a party shot.
You have
Aim
several
for-
targets to pick from. There were
Yes,
a couple of dozen originally, so you have plenty to pick from still.
Yes. All right. I will aim for one that still is carrying somebody. Maybe I can get him to drop them for Michael to rescue.
All right.
Six, 12.
That is exactly what you needed. Right through the head. Guy falls off the saddle of the rat bat. The net kind of like hangs sideways on the rat bat because it's like hooked to its saddle, basically. So the rat bat like is flying and trying to cope with having the net hanging off of it.
I can snatch the net off the rat bat.
Give it a try. You're rolling to hit. Oh, I rolled terrible for the rat bat.
I rolled not as good as I have been, but probably better than you. 14.
Okay, you reach out and grab the net and yank it off of the rat bat, which is grateful for that, because now it can fly away. And you...
I'll bring the net to me.
Okay. And it's got somebody in it. Some old guy. All right. The raiders fly off. Isco can chase them if he wants.
Only if there are any carrying more humans. Otherwise, I'll let them go.
Several are carrying more humans. But if you fly after them,
Yeah.
there is the chance that they could gang up on you, and there are about a dozen of them still. So,
Are there any stragglers that are further behind
let's see.
than the others?
I'll give it
Pick off the stragglers.
7 or less. There's a straggler with a net. And I got an 8. No. There are a couple of stragglers, but they don't have people. And they're struggling to catch up with the rest of the raiders as they veer off through the mesas.
They to each other. Where I can hit both of them with my wall fire.
Let's see. 6 or less, and there's 2 stragglers next to each other. 5. Yes, there are 2 stragglers next to each other with empty nets.
Oh, I do like these dice. 17.
You hit them both. Foosh, foosh. The guys fall off. You full out just incinerate one of the rat bats, and the other rat bat is singed but escapes with its life. Squeak, 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 squeak. All right. The people you have rescued are terrified of you and begin fleeing into the water, into the craggy, rocky ground here underneath these mesas. This area looks like this used to be a city, and then over the course of 2,000 years, upthrusts of rock from geologic activity went up, so it's a mixture of mesas and skeletons of skyscrapers and stop signs that are twisted and leaning over, and half or 2/3 rusted out cars that's just basically a skeleton of a car in metal. It's weird post-apocalypse that happened a thousand years ago is what you're looking at. And of course the cruise ship above you that is impaled on a mesa. So they're running away. Run!
There's no reason for us to stop them.
When they start panicking, I hit the loudspeaker again and go into this is your captain speaking. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. Please remain calm.
Make a diplomacy roll. Or actually, this be diplomacy or manipulation? Not diplomacy.
So weighty.
Diplomacy roll. Is Donald frozen?
Yeah. 12.
Oh, that is more than what you needed. Yeah. So all but one or two of the people, they like pause hiding behind the husk of a mailbox, like looking at you. And they're all wearing rags, and it's like they're wearing the same clothes they've worn for 15 years, and they probably inherited them from their parents. It's a very... The apocalypse was not recent, and they have not
Right.
recovered.
That cruise ship has been there for a while.
That would be the indication, yeah. Right
Okay.
there. But they seem cautiously optimistic, and somebody's just running headlong into the water and just swimming away. They're all the two. They're fleeing until they are too tired, at which point they will drown.
Oh boy.
Bye.
The store will eat them. Yes.
Oh, but somebody else rolled a 12 on the die. 2 6s. So somebody, let's see, 7 or less. It's a woman. It's a dude. A dude with a beard. Looks kind of like Bluto from Popeye. Like heavy set. No, there are no heavy set people here. Tall, skinny guy, broad shoulders, but very gaunt, with a great big black beard. He comes forward and says, "Har, what do you mean us ill or well?"
I'm Captain John Harrows, and I mean you no harm.
Ye be humans?
Sorry, what was that?
Ye be humans? Because
I
he points up at the sky at Isco. He's like, "Because that one's clearly a demon of some sort."
Close enough.
Mm, hopefully.
I'm from Boston.
I'm flying back on this time.
People hide behind things as Isco comes back.
Yeah, he's a nice demon.
He's with us.
I'm not a demon.
Well,
Wait, damn it.
We know that.
Does anybody go after the person swimming to their doom?
Sure.
No, it's water. No.
I wonder if I can run fast enough to run on the water.
You can't actually run on the water, but
I'm kidding.
but your swimming speed is exceptional, if I recall correctly.
Oh, 1 second. I must rub a cat belly.
What am I looking? Oh, that's not right. Oh, did I delete the wrong thing? God damn it! I think I deleted the wrong Dr. Anna files.
Oh no, do I need to resend you?
No, I have them because I sent them to you, so I have that copy that I sent. So hang on, let me see.
Basic, I can swim at 11 kilometers per hour.
Yeah, you're a pretty good swimmer. So okay, there we go. No, it says I've already got these. What?
Mhm.
Oh, I see what's going on. I have you saved under Anna Lantane, and I also have you saved under Dr. Anna Lantane. So let me fix that. Because these can go away. And then I can... Because if he's captain, you can be doctor. So, here we go. I'll just look for you under doctor. There we go. Oh, but you already told me how fast you swim, so it's moot. Yeah, Dr. Anna swims out to the person. They are already struggling. If you want to do the whole lifesaver thing where you grab them around the neck and swim,
Yeah.
holding them with one arm, you can totally do that. And they are despite their struggles, they are no match for you. So you bring them back to shore. at which point they are so exhausted they are in no condition to struggle or resist in any way. So down here you've got about a half dozen people who you've rescued,
Mm-hmm.
and Bluto, for lack of a better word. Nah, that's terrible. Brian says, what do you want with us? We have nothing to offer you. We have nothing you can steal.
We want to know if you saw a bunch of stone golems going this way about 3 weeks ago.
No, it's more like 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
24 moons.
Oh, 24 moons.
Cycles.
Ah.
The spirits said they saw the 3 moons 24 times since the theft.
Yeah, 24 moon cycles. It was probably as close as you're going to get to a month around here.
Yeah. I'm wondering if y'all saw a bunch of giant stone statues marching along here a few years back.
And my trackball's dead. Hang on. It's been warning me. I mean, in all fairness, it's been warning me for days. Trackball battery level critical. I'm like, how critical could it be? Well, it stopped working, so apparently it's pretty critical. All right, so we plug this widget in here.
No, it wasn't critical until just now.
Well, it's definitely critical
Now
now.
it's officially
Oh, here we go.
critical.
So is it moving? Hey, it's working now. My cordless trackball is now a corded trackball.
If they had said nearly critical, then you actually would have believed it and done something about it. But the fact that they said
Okay.
critical while it still worked, you know. Oh well, but it can handle a critical failure, no problem.
Okay, let's see. Let's have the sad, starving survivors of the Carnival Star make reason rolls to see if they remember. Okay, generally speaking, they just look at you with blank looks. But the woman that Dr. Anna rescued from certain doom in the sea of death out there says, wait, black stone statues? With like an animal head, like a dog?
Hi, big ears.
Right, like a Doberman.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was it was a long time ago, but yeah, they were there's like a little parade of them. They went by and they went she gestures at the directions that the raiders came from. And she says they went that way. And actually it's a month or two after that the raiders start coming.
Mm. Well, they took something.
Maybe 6 months after that. How long have the raiders been? Oh, it's been, well, according to the moons, it's been just over a year. So okay, so that would I don't know exactly, but I do remember seeing that.
Mm.
You'd have to talk to the captain. His log has all the records of these things.
Oh, I'd be pleased.
They'll look up at the cruise ship way up there.
What's your frequency?
They'll give you a blank look.
The radio?
The blank look continues.
I'm guessing the radio hasn't worked for a while.
I guess you're.
Am I gonna have to strap some jets on the crawler and fly us all up there?
Yeah, if you're gonna get them back up there doesn't seem like they have a way up and down. Otherwise, they probably would have left here to find a more suitable location.
I can use the perpendiculizer. I'll use the perpendiculizer and drive the crawler up the side of the.
You
It
absolutely
might be a
can.
good idea to find out if they want to leave the cruise ship and go find someplace else to live where they can get some food.
Let's wait until we're there.
Yeah.
Wait, you have a way to get back up? Because normally when someone falls out of the ship, out of the star, he calls it the star. Normally, when someone falls off the star, that's it. They're just gone.
Oh yeah, well I picked up a little trick a few weeks back. Click, 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 click. Everybody on board. What would you like? Grog, rum and coke, gin and tonic.
Blank looks across the board.
A snack.
Oh, food? You have food?
The minions bring up the salt cod cakes.
They're astonished. They've been okay. A cruise ship typically has like 2,000 people on it, and this has been about 50 people living for 2,000 years on a cruise ship. They're surviving on like mushrooms and birds and vines that have grown in places where the rain hits. These people are all starving. And have been for generations. So
Well, we didn't bring
it's a miracle they're not cannibals.
we didn't bring that much, but we can at least spare them all a good meal. But sure, we load them up on, and
50 people. I wonder if the town could handle 50 people.
Oh, they also do fish because they have very long fishing lines that they hang down into the water. They're not very good at fishing, but sometimes they get a fish, and a fish the size of like a good sized fish that'll feed like 20 people for a couple of days.
Yeah. They're eating like a mouthful a day.
Yeah, they're all starving. So, yeah, you get everybody on the land crawler. You flip on the perpendicularizer, which I got to do this because I just thought of this, and I think this is a funny visual. I do this. So, like there's like things sitting on a shelf, right? You flip on the perpendicularizer, and they go. They'll go completely vertical.
Everything is now perfectly square.
Like everything on the land crawler goes. And so that just strikes me very funny. And you cruise up the side of the butte, right?
Yep.
Until you get to the cruise ship.
And then I crawl across the underside of the cruise ship.
They are thoroughly freaked out by this. And cling to each other and cling to vertical. I don't even remember what you call the vertical things that hold things up, but they hold on to things and they're like and then you crawl up the side and eventually you're on somewhere horizontal.
Yeah, I was gonna say we go around the backside so I can come up the keel rather than trying to drive over the upper deck. Then just make a mess.
Makes sense. I'm so tired of this cough. So tired. I'm not sick anymore. It's just my lungs just will not recover from coughing. It's really annoying. You get there. I'm wondering, do they surround you and try to kill you, or do they hide because they think you're going to try to kill them? We'll say 6 or less, they're brave. 7, nope. You get up to the top of the cruise ship. There's no one in sight.
Let everyone down. I show them off, and I purposefully stay on the doorstep of the crawler while all of their people are off.
They get off and they leave the crawler and they look around and they look back at you to see what you're going to be doing. And
I say, I hit the loudspeaker again. Cotton John Harrows of the crawler Quincy Bay wishes to come aboard.
Before everybody else responds, before the people respond, let's go through the PCs because you guys haven't said anything in a while. Isco, what's Isco up to?
I've changed back into my normal-ish form, not from, so I try to freak out fewer people. I'll just change it. I'll probably freak them out. I'm going to suggest that we go after the rest of the people that were hauled away.
Yeah.
Do that before we wait any much longer.
How about Michael? What's Michael say?
I'm curious. I would like to get off the crawler and go check this place out, but this is not my ship, so I'm gonna wait to be invited.
Okay. Let's see if I can find a good picture of this in like 30 seconds or less. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, I'll show you this because I think it's funny. But this is not the guy you see.
It is not 10 o'clock, by the way.
We'll wrap up shortly.
Cool.
Oh, come on, man. Ugh. What? Okay, this is not the guy you see, but I thought this was funny, so I'm just going to share with you. This guy. Hello! Welcome aboard!
With you in his hand too, right?
No, that's not the guy.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be that robust anymore if he's been hungry for a very long time.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing anybody who's really speaking to me as decrepit sea captain. All right.
No,
Well,
I think I already stole that photo from my own character.
I think he may have looked like that in the beginning of the cruise before they got brought here.
That's
okay, so a guy in rags, like everybody else, but he's wearing a captain's hat. It's a white, well, it used to be white. A hat that clearly used to be white, with like a little symbol on the front with the little circle wheel thing. I'm not even sure what that is. Is that a life preserver on those? So I have like little anchors on it. Anyway, he comes out from behind one of those big tube pipes that kind of bends over that you see on ships for some reason, and he says,
They're vent pipes.
there you go. And he says,
They're actually how you get the fresh air to the lower decks.
there you go. He steps out from behind one of those and he says, permission to come aboard.
Thank you.
Okay.
He cautiously approaches the land crawler, looking up at Captain Harrows, I guess, since you're the one who's like most prominent, and he says, I'm Captain Williams.
I step forward and extend my hand. A pleasure to meet you.
I'm
Williams.
Captain Williams, he says. He's old and frail.
A pleasure to meet you, Captain Williams. I'm happy to be aboard your craft.
He shakes your hand and says, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
We saw you fighting the raiders. You saved our people.
Not all of them, unfortunately.
No, it's some of them. Usually, it's none. They take the people they take, and we never see them again. Who are you people?
Well, folks in Tranquility call us the Smith Gang. I'm Captain John Harris, the fisherman who caught the Kraken off the coast of Madagascar.
Oh, okay. I'm Captain Williams. I'm the... Wait, hang on, I got quick math, hang on. I'm the 45th captain of the Carnival Star.
How long have you been here?
Me?
Well, how long is the Carnival
51
Star?
years. He looks
What?
way older than 51.
About what time was it? About what year was it on Earth when you got kidnapped? or taken away.
Yeah, when the Carnival Star ran aground.
Oh, that was a long, long time ago.
Well, what year on Earth? 1918s?
I don't know what you mean.
You're not from Earth?
I'll go check the maintenance tag on some of the.
Like 1983. You'll eventually find logos or stamp tags or those little
So they have not passed their history.
those little metal things that are on motors that say when the year the motor was made, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The 1983 is the most
Okay.
recent year you see. But according to him, that was 43 captains ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Assuming a captain stays in power for the usual 20 years or so.
Well, until you die. And then the passengers will elect a new captain.
Right, but
You know, we owe you a debt. Please come. We'll feed you. You deserve a feast in your honor. Please come. And he turns to the passengers, who are all dressed in rags, and he says, "Look, these people have saved our friends. We're going to have a feast. Come on, everybody. Wake up the chef. It's time for a feast." And they don't take no for an answer. They take you down the sideways hallways toward an area that used to be the dining room. Of course, it's vertical, right? So you're at the bottom of a very tall, skinny room.
As we're being led away, I'm going to whistle to the minions to offload some ingredients and get them to the kitchen.
Okay. Yes, sir, boss. And it takes a little bit for them to make the food, but it is cans of things that have been opened, and you're being fed them. They're the things that no one wanted to eat for the first 2,000 years. So it's like cans of beets and those beige beans that are like yay big.
Wow.
Not navy beans. Are they navy beans?
Butter beans?
Yeah, something like that. So it's a variety of 2,000-year-old canned food that people did not want to eat for the first 2,000 years. So
And this is why I had minions take some ingredients down to the kitchen. So hopefully the second course will be better.
well, whatever it is you brought with you, that's what the cooks bring out and say, little metal men brought more food from their craft. And the captain's like, oh, you truly are miraculous. We were told that rescuers were come. The words of the first captain say that rescuers will come, and you've come.
Yeah,
Some of us were beginning to doubt it would ever happen.
Sorry, we're a little bit late. Crossing dimensions delayed us.
He stands up and he holds up it's a plastic cup because all the glasses have broken long since. So he holds up a plastic cup and he says, "To the Coast Guard!" And he holds it up.
Hey, it's as good as. I'm wondering if we can get them all down and headed in the direction of Tranquility. We can't escort them. We've got a mission.
If you read Captain Harrow's background, he was a coastie. He is literally the Coast Guard come to rescue them. Okay, fine. We got to transport these people to Tranquility now.
Yeah.
It's, once you take an oath of service, yeah, okay.
All right, so you have what passes for a extravagant meal by these people's standards. And at which point they're ready to answer whatever your questions are about what's going on. So,
Okay.
what brings you here? They ask.
Well, some giant statues stole something from friends of ours. We were headed to get it back.
Oh, the woman that Dr. Anna rescued from swimming out to sea says, I remember that. It was about 2 years ago, give or take. And somebody else says, I remember that too. They had like dog faces. And yeah, right. And there were what, like a dozen? And the other woman says, no, at least 2 dozen. It's like, and they were like in a parade.
Great.
Is there a kitten?
No, that's a Susan.
But she always likes getting with her.
It looks like a Susan with a kitten.
Yeah.
Or not. Sweet dreams, honey. Cats. All right, so I forgot where we were. What were we doing?
Discussing how we're going to get our new friends to
Oh,
train.
yeah, they were talking. Yeah, there were at least 2 dozen, and they were in like rows, and they were marching somewhere, and they went that way. And the other woman agrees, and then there's a guy. Oh wait, I remember that. Yeah, they all went that way. And somebody says, and it was about a month or 2 after that. And somebody else says, no, it was a long time after that. It was the Raiders only started coming like a year ago, but they came from that same direction. And somebody else confirms that, yeah, the Raiders. And then the captain, Captain Williams, says, wait. I recorded it in the captain's log. And he walks over to a doorway and he leaves. Everybody's like waits patiently and politely. And like 10 minutes later, he comes back with a big book. And he puts it on the table and he opens it up. And he says, day, and it's like some stupidly huge number. Hang on.
38,000 or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, no, I divided. I need to multiply. Day 732,619.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how their time works. They just count the days.
Right.
So-
So technically, these guys are in like what, the 39th century?
Something like that, yeah. From their point of view, yeah.
Yeah.
Raiders attacked the Carnival Star. 14 passengers were stolen. And he stands up and he just nods. And everybody nods. Yep. That's what happened. And he closes the captain's log.
Okay.
Okay.
And somebody says, "Why do you want to know that? What does this have to do with being rescued? You're going to take us to mainland, right?" And everybody says, "Mainland! We're going to mainland!" What's mainland like?
Well, the town of Tranquility. I don't suppose you all have any old westerns in the library,
Blank looks.
like books, movies, videos.
We have books. They point to the captain's log.
I don't think that's going to help.
Ah,
Just tell them that it's a small town and there's places to live and there's food.
it's
Where's
a
the bar?
small town with plenty of food, plenty of friendly people, and plenty of places to live.
Wow. They all seem very happy.
They're nice.
You know-
It's rightly known as the town of Tranquility.
Someone who's a little bit more cranky than the rest says, "It's too bad you didn't come before the Raiders started coming.
Yeah.
There'd be
It is.
twice as many of us."
Yes.
And then everybody else is like, shh, no. Don't make the Coast Guard angry. They might leave. No, he
Would
didn't
you
mean
like-
anything. He didn't mean
Would-
anything.
Would you like us to go get them back before we take you to Tranquility?
Or at least get back as many as we can.
There's like weird conflicting looks. Like, wait, can you do that?
You can try.
We can go after them.
Yeah, we're willing to give it a solid shot. Those raiders need to be taken down. They didn't ask, did they? That's not polite.
It's true. They did not ask to come aboard. Everybody nods. No, they did not ask to come aboard.
Right.
And that's a rule.
That's against the laws of the sea. Therefore, it is my duty to enact punishment upon them.
That would be great.
Okay. We should go ahead and go after them, and then come back for you.
Fear. Wait. So you're gonna leave and then come back? What if you don't come back? What if the raiders defeat you?
Do you want to come with us while we go and face the raider?
Somebody points at Isco, and they say, No. He can turn into a demon of fire. I saw him kill 4 raiders by himself. This is a good plan.
Not a demon, but I did kill them. And yes, let's go get them.
He's on our side.
I asked
My side, but whatever.
I asked the captain about the radio room.
Blank look.
I asked the captain for a map of the engineering spaces.
Oh, engineering. We have that.
Engineering, okay.
I don't have a map of it. Is that something you need to find the raiders?
No. I'm looking for your radio room so that we can maintain contact with you.
So you need the engineer. Miss Thomas, and older black lady stands up. She says, Aye, Captain. He says, This is Miss Thomas. She's the chief engineer. And Miss Thomas looks at you, and she says, I'm the chief engineer. How may I be of service?
Pleasure to meet you, Chief. I would like to see your radio room so that we may establish and maintain radio contact.
I don't know any of those words. We're almost going to wrap up here, Leslie. We're going to take a break.
Communication. Com.
Do you know how to use the equipment in your engineering?
Yes, that's how we get our water. Maybe it'd be easier if I showed you. So,
Okay.
Chief Engineer Thomas takes you to the engineering section, and again, all the hallways are sideways. So you walk, and then you like climb up, and then you walk, and then you climb down, and you climb down, and you walk down. You eventually get to the back end and the bottom, which is like to one side of the ship, and there are stills here that collect rainwater that falls through the rusted side of the cruise ship, and they distill it into drinkable water. And
Okay.
you roam around for a bit, and you find the engine room and the radio room and various other engineering type things. The radio room exists. It is very, very old. All of the boxes, the cabinets, are all very, very rusty. The copper is still there. Copper doesn't corrode quite the same way as the boxes that the copper's in. So, if you brought a couple of minions down here, you could probably get this working.
Yeah, basically, I want to give them so that they can give them a push to talk button up in their living spaces.
And there are batteries, but they're all sideways, and they have long since leaked, and all the acid has dripped on the floor and eaten through it, and they're no longer functional. The batteries are no longer.
Yeah, no, I'm sure we can work out some power.
You'll work something out. It takes a couple hours. You have a functioning one-channel radio.
Yeah, and at some point I'm going to get annoyed at the angle of the ship and turn on the perpendiculizer and actually stand properly in the room. Just stand on the wall and do my thing.
Well, you might want to teach the engineer how to work the radio so she can talk to you.
Yeah, no, I'm setting it up as a simple push to talk.
Yeah, you have a push-to-talk radio
Okay.
in a room that is sideways as long as you were there, and eventually you're going to leave, and it's going to stop being sideways. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and basically I'm running a speaker and a speaker microphone and a button up to the wherever the chief engineer, wherever the captain usually is, the main dining hall or whatever.
the copper is generally all in place. The insulation is long since, corroded away. But you can figure all that out. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. So
You get an intercom from the bridge, which is where the captain lives now, to the radio room, which is where the radio is, and probably like one other spot with a loudspeaker. And there you go. I mean, it's only 50 people. They only inhabit like a tiny percentage of this entire ship. So
yeah, and I instruct them on the push to talk and say if they have any emergencies, they can hit this button and call us.
okay, you get the impression that Chief Engineer Williams, in the context of the world she lives in, is actually the most technically savvy person here. I mean, she's not even on the level of Ty. But
Right.
in the context of her world, she's the best they've got. So you explain things to her and she gets them.
They just don't have a whole lot to work with.
They really don't.
Okay.
All right then.
And before we should probably collect up our Erlang before we go off after Raiders. So.
You definitely should.
Yep. And I need to go to bed.
You do. All right.
Yeah.
Well then, in that case, you are prepared to head into the abyss where the raiders are, because that's where they come from. They announce it basically every time. Back to the abyss, my brothers. So yeah, the abyss. That's where they live. So there you go. You ready to head after the raiders? The people of the Carnival Star are pretty positive you are the Coast Guard who has come to rescue them, as was prophesied in the very first captain's log.
Near enough.
What?
Near enough.
Sure, it only took 2,000 years, but here you are.
That's how prophecies work.
I personally find that very funny. So, all right then. We'll wrap this up.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm probably going to have to pull out one of my old Coast Guard pins and pin it on my lapel just to.
Okay. Hey, anybody going to be around next week? Let me take a look at my calendar.
Yeah, ought to be.
Yeah.
Today's the 12th, 19th.
Yeah,
Oh, I have nothing going on next week. So, people free? Going to play?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right, then. See you next week. Play. Haha! This has been Pirates of the Mesozoic. No pirates this week, but we got close. We got a ship. Craig Smith. Donald Von Griffin. Karen Torres. Leslie Denberger. Lynn Montgomery, who is a pumpkin. And me, Brandon Blackmore, the GM. It's not really about when you get rescued, it's that you get rescued. Have a good night, and thank you guys for playing.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Fine.